Hi. I guess I will start just by saying thank you for letting me be here. I'm Flako. All the extras is whatever titles and stuff don't really matter to me.
So our Public Artist in Residency program, or PAIR, started actually in 1977. We think about what's happening in New York City right now. As we know, there's a lot happening around gun violence. Artists are creative thinkers, and Flako is a very good example of a great artist in residency candidate individual.
PAIR basically wants me to shadow all the organizations that have to deal with gun violence, and then I'm gonna propose different agendas of our engagement with the kids, or something that could get them to like archive who they are in a positive way through like different social medias and different ways to start getting them to put positive stuff about them in those worlds. So what is your life in the Bronx, and which list poem do you want to write? Just about everything you see? I wrote down something for each year to remind myself of the shit I've been through in America and just also in New York. So now, pick your list poem, whether it be your ages. When I was 8, this is the things that I used to go through, then 9, then 10, then 11, until 27.
But Flako, when he came here, he meant business. Flako really came, he sat us down and really had us think about how and what we are doing for the community.
So definitely for our program, the having more art, I think in our program as a whole, not just for our young people, but also for the staff and for us, is just powerful in the work that we do. Being a gun violence prevention program, you always have to work with our young people where they're at and meet them where they're at. And if it's music, if it's fashion, if it's art, if it's poetry, whatever it is that draws their attention to really get the message and to be able to express themselves is very important.
So when we talk about violent trauma, in particular when we talk about firearm-related injury, it is now the leading cause of death for children in this country, particularly for children under the age of 19. And that's been the case now for over 2 years. And what we know is that since the peak of the COVID pandemic, there's been about an 85% increase in firearm-related trauma in children under the age of 19, and a significant increase in mortality associated with firearm-related deaths. And the majority of these deaths are unfortunately happening in young Black and Hispanic men.
So each year, New York City Health Hospitals sees 9,000 victims of community violence, and that includes gunshot wounds, stabbings, and assault. New York City Health Hospitals has developed over the last 7 years an evidence-based approach that has shown that we can cut gun violence in half and also stop community incidents of violence out in our high-risk neighborhoods.
Then we landed in the hospital. We said, you know what? Guns Down Life Up. It could be connected with injury prevention inside the hospital. So we connected first at Harlem Hospital, then we did King County Hospital, then we landed here at Lincoln Hospital.
So Guns Down Life Up has the 3 components, which is intervention, prevention, and community mobilization. All 3 of those components aligned have been not just what has helped me, but has been what helped countless families that we have served over the last several years that we have been here at Lincoln. It opened up the door. Prevention opens up the doors for our young people and allows our young people in the midst of what they're going through to have an outlet and have a place where they can go, which will better serve them.
All right, so basically we're taking pictures and writing the purpose of why we took them.
And like what they mean to us, I guess.
We want to stop them from coming into the hospital. So we do music, media, fashion, dance. We have our after-school program. The reason why it's after school, that's when most of the idle time is happening. So we give kids positive things to do. We're in the studio, they're learning music. They're learning how to do Pro Tools. They're learning how to write songs, arrange music. We do fashion. They're learning how to create from concept to retail distribution. It's about engaging these kids and being mentors for them and giving them positive things to do.
But I could also do a play with the kids through Romeo and Juliet and bring up gun violence, about the opposing gangs and the opposing sides, the opposing families. And we're gonna go through it and make it our version.
If they need a sign-in sheet. Well, we can get it to them with
Same thing from yesterday. It's names and a gesture. Yeah?
Damien Derek.
Damien Derek. Ew, okay. Haley Yadi.
I gotta do it.
Haley.
We gotta do that.
Yadi. But for today, just sit next to somebody that knows.
Alright, what side are we reading though?
So let's cast our main character. I'll take you.
Did you find what we just did, like the last second half of scene 1, boring? How would you spice it up? Like this. Everybody dies. Why are their deaths particularly sad, given what you were also just doing?
Yeah. So you're keeping charge of it, okay?
You'll be fine.
This is good.
Can we get some from?
I'm right here, one mic, please. I just want to say thank you for like letting Jody and Kenneth build with y'all and try to like build some type of friendship or collaboration to create some art for the Bronx. Peel, banana, peel, banana. Look, he's gonna pass it to you and it's gonna keep going. I got your back.
I got your back.
We can help them dry themselves now that they sweat it, and then they're ready to act. They're ready to be actors.
Listen up, we're gonna do it like this. This is the story of Romeo and Juliet.
You should be grateful you're cute enough for me to ignore all this corniness. Shut up and dance, Romeo.
Juliet enters running towards the nurse.
Mother, nurse, are you
He's getting lit, he's getting drunk, you know what I'm saying, doing what we was doing, having fun.
She's fine, she's getting better, she's fine.
So, thus there was never a tale greater than woe of Juliet and her Romeo.
Well, I think arts can be healing in nature. I think, like I mentioned, we need to expand our view of the healing process and what it means, and expanding beyond the walls of a hospital. And part of that means kind of expanding what we view as treatment. Having this kind of approach of using the arts to help communities and patients heal in a different way, I think can be life-changing.
So I deal with gunshot, stab, wound, and assault. And I got a pager, so I get paged. I go to the ED and speak to the patient before NYPD comes and they shut down. So I try to get as much information I can from the patient because they get shot, they get stabbed. Their mind is they want to retaliate. So before the doctors intubate the patient or they have to go rush them to x-ray, I try to get as much, and then I see if there's any family members.
We like to attack it right there and start giving any type of services we can to help that person, participant, patient, have a clear mind to not go back into the community and try to hurt anybody or get themselves hurt.
So they're just in the hospital, focus on these injuries, focus on healing, and it's a time when they're in really deep thought. So it becomes a really kind of golden moment of intervention where they may be more open to hearing somebody out who's going to talk to them about different forms of conflict mediation that don't involve violent retaliation.
So we have to keep on until that one little moment, that one little window open, and they'll be like, hey, listen, I heard you helped so-and-so. You know, I need some help, I got in trouble. And that's when it happens.
So to be in this field of work, to be a credible messenger is to have an influence in the community, have been around a lot of things in life. We work on buying time and focus more on healing the patient.
Is the art stretching all the way into the room that we're in?
They become vulnerable and open. They still in the hood. They still trapped. and I love them, bro. Like, they're always with each other. You already know, see? And instead of getting them arrested,
You're gonna love it. That hallway's gonna be amazing.
What's your thoughts?
the community, like grabbing all the Guns Down, Life's Up kids and credible messengers, giving them cameras, take us to your block, take pictures. The second workshop would be like, what is your list poem of your life, like your first original memory, and then record that, and then that gets put in a QR code on the wall, so then people can hear your resilience through life. And that's a poem that never ends.
You guys don't even have to talk, man.
I like that.
That's it.
Thank you.
I like it.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. We try to create spaces for community to just feel good when they walk through it. Paint words. That's the best way I can explain it. And then over here, you got Mata and Gilly and shit like. And then over here, you got a QR code where you go like, beep.
We remixed what would normally be there, whether adding just positive lines, blocks full of brilliance. This is what these blocks are full of, brilliance. And cool photos. There was another student that was with us as well. You'll see him pop up in the next panel.
That's nice. That's nice.
It's so much better than the plain white wall.
Nah, word. Thank you, y'all.
Yeah, and listen.
We have had success at the local level at each of those individual sites at helping to improve both patient and community outcomes. We have been able to decrease the incidence of gunshot wounds in the community by 57%, and we've been able to decrease the rates of re-injury in our patients by 59% compared to those patients that we have not seen, along with improving the rates of follow-up twofold. We have garnered enough support and have garnered enough evidence. We've published in the medical literature on our programming and its effectiveness, and I'm confident that we can bring each site up to the level that they need to be.
And that just tells me that we are reaching the people we need to reach. A lot of people may not know about us, but the people who need to know do know.
Bring everyone.
We were very lucky to land artist and educator, Modesto Flako Jimenez. This is how artists heal and highlight complex problems facing our society. They push the needle a little bit further, and they dig deep to release difficult emotions and celebrate our love for one another.
1, 2, 3.
So these are just moments of life. The train station, which is in our neighborhood.
Big smile. There you go.
I love picture. Yeah, but they were having a moment where I don't know exactly what they were talking about. There was a situation there, and you took that time. I had to walk away.
Smile on this side.
All right, come on, everyone.
All right,
let's go get
some cake.
I have never seen a more fantastic pairing with Flako and Health and Hospitals. Chef's kiss to having Flako work with Health and Hospital.
We are not even a speck of sand to the amount of work that Guns Down, Life's Up, the credible messengers are doing. Like, reasons we're doing this is to get more funding and get more attention and more eyes and more publicity so more work can happen, right? So how do we provide more for credible messengers who actually are the ones on the street working, doing the real job, like making sure they knock on those doors and they might get shot at or yelled at or said, get the fuck out of here, we don't need you yet. That shit I have not forgotten. It's like I have way more to do, and how do I keep getting out the way so then their stories can live? Gucci, thank you.
This program is just trying to put us in a different direction and put us ahead of others.
A different mind state too.
Choose a better life for y'all. As of right now, I know I want to be a photographer and a real estate agent. But by the time I hit 19, I know I definitely want to have my own apartment and like making my own income so I could travel the world, because I really do want to travel the whole world by the time. Before I get too old, my body starts shutting down on me. But so it's like I just want people to see the world differently. I feel like New York is so much more than like the violence and dirty and all
Except
that.
for like negative energy and all that.
I just want people to see it in a positive way,
like you see it.